Swanee River, far, far away. That's where my heart is yearning ever, home where the old folks stay.
Welcome to Florida Mint on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the crazy but true stories that always seem to happen in Florida.
Oh, you mixed it
How
up.
many times have you done that intro?
31 times, and we switched it up because we were having a bonus episode.
Okay, special guest.
We wanted to make it special. We wanted it to stand out for you guys. We are here this evening with Kaylee. She is with an organization called the LAL. And so we're going to roll out the red carpet for her.
I believe this, this is going to sound weird, but I believe it's the first female we've had on the show.
I think it's true.
It is true.
Woo.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
We don't know a lot of them, and the ones we do know, they're
Don't
just like,
talk to
we're not
us
coming on
anymore.
your show.
Yeah. We can't get him in here.
Hello.
So, Kaylee, why don't you tell us a little bit about the LAL and what you guys do out there?
Yeah, so LAL Today, we are a digital media company in Lakeland.
Cool.
It's myself and one other person, Jessica.
Hello, Jessica.
We deliver a newsletter Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.
That's awesome.
With like curated, condensed information on Lakeland. So we normally start out with like a conversation of the day, whether that's like, would Lakeland do a ban on plastic bags
Whoa.
like other cities? Yeah,
That's
what was
cool.
right.
What the?
Yeah, and then we go on like with the events in Lakeland for the day, followed by the post of the day. So like, what's the wackiest, craziest thing that's like trending in Florida or Lakeland, Polk County, and then news notes, which are like just the curated, condensed. What's the news for the day, like in
Nice.
bulleted form. So,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Quick and easy, right there. You don't have to
Super
search
easy.
all over.
And you get to wake up to it.
Yep.
It
Right
comes
away.
out early, so you have it before work. And do you guys struggle to find a balance of like entertainment news versus like important news that people need to know?
Sometimes I think we're in a good location for
Cool.
both. You know, like
Yeah,
we have
for
a lot
sure.
of really serious, like hard hitting civic stuff, but then there's really cool, crazy, wacky stuff that happens in
Right.
Lakeland too.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the really cool, crazy, wacky, we wouldn't have a podcast.
No.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, we would
No.
be homeless and without jobs.
Yeah, I mean, Lakeland has had their fair share of Florida man stories. So
Yes.
we had the one with the guy hanging out of the sunroof.
Oh,
That
that
was
was
car
Lakeland.
driving down
Driving the
I-4. That was
Cadillac.
Lakeland.
Which there was nothing wrong with that. I don't know why that made the
No.
news.
He was really happy.
It was
enjoying
Josh.
his life.
Thank you.
It's always weird when people submit like headlines and it's our hometown. It just feels like surreal where it's like, I feel like I should have seen that. I should have been there.
Wait,
You know what I mean?
Do you know that I'm living here?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes from across the globe and you're like, oh, crap. They know.
They know
Everything's
where we're
local,
at.
though.
They know our address.
Camp X-Ray was that?
That's true. Yeah, Josh reviewed a movie called Camp X-Ray with Kristen Stewart, and one of the characters is from Winter Haven.
Actually, the character.
The character, yeah, and the person
Kristen
that
Stewart.
submitted the
Yeah.
story to Josh was from the United Kingdom.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
She's
it's
like,
just
will
this-
you watch it and review it? I think it was pretty good. So I watched it, and about a little 3/4 of the way in, Kirsten Stewart's like, I'm just a small town, Winter Haven, Florida.
That's so
what?
awesome. So you've heard the show before, and we like to kind of start things off with an icebreaker. It just kind of warms everybody up, and Josh is an expert at that. He went to school for icebreakers.
I did. There was a lot more physical ice than I thought. A lot more studying in the Arctic. I didn't think that was.
Right, we didn't
Penguins,
see him.
though.
We didn't see him
I
for like
did get
6
to
months.
see penguins.
Still paying off the student loans.
Oh, they're so big, but they're melting. Amen. So today's icebreaker is actually Lakeland related.
Okay.
And it is Desert Island. You're stuck on Desert Island.
In Lakeland?
No.
Okay.
Anywhere. I didn't actually plan this out too well. I didn't expect that question. Where's the desert island?
Yeah.
Stumped immediately. But on this desert island, you get to bring a menu
Okay.
from a Lakeland restaurant. You get all that food. You get all that food to eat.
Okay.
Then you also get, because someone's curating this desert island experience for you.
Yeah.
Naturally.
So
They're bringing
you
the menu.
also get, you get a
Airbnb.
movie and you get a book.
Okay.
Sounds like a vacation.
Yeah, and then you die. You pass away.
Oh, okay.
Once it's all said and
The
done.
curation
So
ends there.
the restaurant that we choose, we get everything on the menu.
Everything.
And however long it lasts, that's how long we last.
Well, I don't know how resourceful you are on Desert Island. I wouldn't judge. You watch Alone. You love that show.
Yeah, that's true.
And Storage Wars.
Can we
No,
pretend that we have
that's
a
not
way
true.
a way to preserve the food?
If you would like to,
Because if not, it would just spoil in one day, and then we starve in 2 days.
well, he makes a good point. Okay.
We're in the
You have a cooler
Okay.
Okay.
that has refrigeration.
All right.
You can keep things cool.
Yes.
The battery pack that the cooler is plugged into.
Infinity.
We forgot to do our cooler sponsorship tonight.
Is it Yeti?
No. They're too
It's
elitist.
igloo.
Yeah.
You've got a week with this cooler.
Okay.
You got a bag of dry ice in there.
All right.
So your menu items, they can only last a week.
Okay.
All right.
This is it, guys. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, who wants to go first?
So we
Who
need
feels-
a Lakeland restaurant, a book, and a movie. And that book and movie can be from anywhere, though.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It doesn't have to be.
I'll start it.
Oh,
Cameron, go
look,
ahead.
Confident man.
All right. So, Lakeland Restaurant.
Yes, please.
I get everything on the menu.
Okay.
I thought this through.
His ears are turning red. He's
Yeah.
excited.
Okay. Have you guys ever been to Tapatio's
Tapatio.
Yes.
Mexican restaurant?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
If you go there, or if you've ever been there,
I
you'll
have been
know that the menu is like 8 pages long.
Oh,
Oh, man. He really
Everything
has
on the
thought it
menu.
through.
He's
Genius.
gaming the system.
So, or most sit-down Mexican restaurants are like that.
They
They're
really
just
are.
huge menus.
They are a book.
They have unlimited chips too, right?
This,
Forever.
Oh,
that's
look at
part
there.
of
okay.
So-
the menu.
The curator does not bring you chips whenever you're done.
So I'm gonna be sitting pretty good actually.
Okay.
So
but
Tapatio's in Lakeland.
He's got unlimited chips, an 8-page menu.
limited salsa.
While I'm eating my chips and
Margaritas.
salsa, drinking my margaritas, I'm gonna be watching Castaway,
Okay.
This is kind of
learning
cocky.
how to survive or how not to survive if you watch
Right.
the beginning of it.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see. So nice Tom Hanks movie,
Yep. I'm marking it off your list. I get it.
and then
Book.
I get a book.
Yes, you get a book.
Do you guys remember the book Hatchet?
Oh, yes, I do.
Is this
Where-
a wolf?
Huh?
This is
No,
Wolf.
it's a boy. He gets trapped
No,
in the
boy,
wilderness.
A boy named
crashes,
Hatchet?
has like a plane crash or something. All he
Why is a
has
boy
to
flying a
survive
plane?
is a hatchet.
Oh, this is a true story, right?
This is a true story. No, I don't know.
I think it happened.
It's a fictional book.
Patagonia.
So I'm going to take it so I'm entertained,
Right.
but also
Inspired to survive.
inspiring. Yeah, inspired
Okay.
to survive with my unlimited chips and
Hatchet.
salsa.
We need to fact check Hatchet. I think Hatchet is based on a true story.
Okay, it might be.
I think
If
the
it is, it leaves your pile and it heads over to my island.
I'm not sure that's how that works.
Is it like Amazon airdrop for books and
is.
food?
It is because I
Whoever-
get the quiz question right.
Whoever's
I'll draw
bringing
the
Cameron
diagram.
unlimited chips is going to bring the book from Cameron's pile into Josh's pile. All right, so he said Tapatios. He
Yeah.
said
Castaway.
in the book Hatchet. Kaylee.
So my go-to restaurant in Lakeland,
Yes.
anytime I bring anybody like
Nice.
new in Lakeland, is good old-fashioned SNL restaurant.
Come
It
on.
is. It really.
So like you got the best burgers
You
in
do.
my opinion in town.
you do.
Yeah.
And all you need to live on are burgers. Like
Right.
really.
This
is
and
That's
protein.
true.
sweet tea too. If you've ever had their
Okay.
sweet tea,
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
super sweet.
Yeah.
But like it gives you the sugar hype, and then when you're on the island, the sugar like hits you, and then you fall asleep, and then you die peacefully.
Wow.
From the sugar
Love this
high.
The American
This is
dream.
really good.
She's looking at the end of this.
The American dream right there.
That's
Burgers
true.
and
That's
sweet
true
tea.
because Cameron now he does have unlimited chips and a big menu, but he's only got a week of cooler access.
It's gonna spoil. You gotta shove it in.
Yeah. Right.
Or Cameron is extending his misery.
Yeah. Or
When Kaylee's like, let's just go get this
while
thing
I'm
over
watching
with.
the movie
Definitely.
Castaway, I might learn how to make another cooler
Is
That's
that
true.
what he
or
does?
a refrigerator.
I don't remember him.
I don't know. I've
ever
never seen
do-
it.
Okay. Neither have I.
I think Kaylee has chosen like
Wisely.
quality.
Yeah.
She's like it's
Yes.
party time,
I
sweet
know-
tea.
Oof. That's Tapatios is
Don't
quality.
bad talk Tapatios.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff.
Tapatios is great.
Okay.
These are two markets here.
Yeah.
You get burgers,
This is two different things.
Mexican.
It's apples and oranges.
Yeah.
He loves apples. Kaylee loves
love
oranges.
apples.
That's
Okay. So let's see.
Yeah, and then the book,
Yes.
Harry Potter.
Come
and I'm
on,
gonna say,
easily.
can I have a series or is it one book?
You have to talk to the
No,
curator.
one book. Pick
One
it.
book. Okay.
This guy,
Goblet of Fire, then, because that's like the most adventurous book, I think.
sure.
There's like, you go through a maze,
Goblet.
you go underwater. Like, it's a whole fantasy novel you
Okay.
can get caught into and, like, throw yourself into this new world.
Robert
So,
Pattinson's in this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I do
Foot
remember
face.
that
And
one. Yes.
Kristen Stewart. This is based in Winter Haven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Camp X-ray.
Yeah, they filmed the whole thing in Winter Haven, actually.
I knew I recognized some
Yeah.
of those spots. That makes sense. And then, so you got movie, book. You movie? No, you
Not
need a
movie yet. Movie would probably be History of the World Part 1, Mel Brooks, if you've first seen
Wow.
it.
Wow. Come on.
Comedy.
It's comedy gold.
It is comedy
and
gold.
because
It
it's
is comedy
going
full.
like beginning to end, it's a really long movie. And like Cameron, I could probably learn some things like in the
Okay.
movie.
All about
So,
learning.
Okay,
on.
so you got you got the burger menu,
Yes.
the fries, the sweet tea. You've got a book, and you've got a long movie. Mm-hmm. This sounds kind of
That sounds great.
You're going
honestly.
out like Nirvana, like on a high.
You know?
ideally
I love it.
Don't bring that up.
Nirvana, as in the Eastern,
Okay.
form
You
of
can't
faith.
say Nirvana around him.
Not
He
Kurt Cobain.
instantly
You know I
goes,
start crying.
it
It's
smells
still
like
listen to
Teen
the subject.
Spirit. And then you know,
Let's hear Wayne's.
Wayne's, please.
We're going
We know
okay
you got that
clockwise. Let's go. Any Lakeland menu, I have chosen to go with quality. I'm not going
As
to try to
have
survive.
we all?
I'm not going to try to go past a week. I want what I want. I'm going to eat big.
Man, that's like your tattoo. Doesn't your tattoo say that?
Across my chest, across my
big.
chest, it says "Eat big." So, but no, I'm going to go with Cobb and Pin.
Wow.
I'm
Oh,
gonna,
gosh.
That is
He
quality.
does love
That
it.
is great.
Yeah, and I'm gonna. I don't need the whole menu. I just need the grilled cheese. Give me that grilled cheese, and give me a couple sour beers, and
Thank you. Amen. Gosas.
yeah, and then I think for book, I will choose Z for Zachariah. It is
Snorefest.
Yeah, Wolf.
book about a young lady who is surviving a nuclear apocalypse by herself and dealing with isolation.
Okay.
I feel like that would help me because I am a
Okay.
young lady,
Yeah,
and
you-
then also.
You're very young.
Yeah.
At this point, I will be trapped by myself on an island. And then I think for movie,
Yes.
I have chosen to go with Braveheart.
Nice.
Because I feel like it's 3.5 hours long. I'll watch it like as I'm going out, right? So like on day 7,
Okay, as I'm going out.
like day 7 or 8 or 9, when I've given up the ghost, I'm gonna watch Braveheart, and that'll be the last thing I see as the tide takes me away.
Nice. Okay.
Beautiful.
It's a good ending, yeah.
Thank
This is
you.
good.
All right,
Wow.
Mr. Josh.
I feel like I feel like I didn't even answer my own questions here. I'm looking down at my answer sheet.
He wrote Burger King.
Yeah, I feel like that's a quality restaurant.
It is. I'm sorry if you guys
Go with your heart.
Okay.
Tell us.
Restaurant wise, there's a little known restaurant. It's been around a while. They're closed down now, so I've chosen 2. Only because my Thanksgivings came from this restaurant for a while.
Okay.
Nostalgic.
Piccadilly. It was a
Okay, and-
It was a buffet
Yeah.
style, but it was a weird
In
buffet.
the mall.
Well, this one was in
It's in the
South Florida
mall?
Avenue.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There was probably a mall one.
I think there's a mall.
It was the
one,
type
too.
of buffet that you couldn't really walk straight up to. It was a long bar, and you were competing with the people who had just come in the restaurant. So you had to walk around and be like, "Oh yeah, no, I've already paid. Let me get the tray again and go down."
Right.
And there's
So
all
would it
these
be buffet
pies
style
and
on your
stuff.
island too.
Yeah, that would be my ideal first. It'd be like a conveyor belt buffet. And then when
Just
they found me, they'd
unlimited
be like,
food.
"How's this guy living?" And I'm like, "This is a conveyor." And they're like,
No,
"Well, why
yeah.
didn't you walk down the conveyor? You would have been home free."
So that was your Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah, my stepmom would pick up Piccadilly. So
Which
Oh,
step-
you didn't even get to experience the buffet.
no.
Which
But,
stepmom?
stepmom number 1.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Shout out stepmom number 1. But if I had a current restaurant, it would be it's on Edgewood, off Edgewood, South Florida Avenue, Shanghai Express.
Oh my goodness,
Yes.
yes.
Thank you. Drive through, delicious. You get the
Never heard of it.
bourbon chicken, and you order it lava hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
That's
means that's
dangerous.
Yes.
spicy hot, right?
Oh yeah, they
Not
put
heat hot.
sauce in a little styrofoam. If you wait till you get home to use that sauce, the styrofoam has already like concaved and just like said, "No, I don't want to be a styrofoam anymore."
So your stomach lining is like set on
it's-
this island.
Yeah, once you build up an immunity, you can just handle anything. Like I eat nails and tacks and stuff because
Thanks to the lava sauce.
Thanks to the lava sauce.
I think really Piccadilly started that.
I probably did.
If you survive Piccadilly, you can survive
Piccadilly
anything.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Book wise, I think I would choose a Magic Eye calendar.
Okay.
A
What?
Magic Eye.
Okay.
I assume we've got 2 young people on the other 2 mics. Magic Eye. How do I describe it? Magic Eye was like before computer graphics came along. It was like this weird image that was printed out like 1,000 times. You had to stare at it. This was entertainment in our day. You had to stare at it for a half an hour, and then an image. You'd back up a little bit, and you'd see an image.
Oh, I do remember those. It would pop out.
It would kind of pop out.
It was like,
Like
a vision,
holographic?
like a vision trick. No,
Like a cheap.
no future boy. Listen,
Yeah.
holographic. It basically there's like a center point in the picture, and you stare at it, and as you back away from it, an image appears, and it's like a vision trick. Like your eyes.
that's
cross.
what he just said.
Yeah, I think he just said what I said.
This is like perfect to describe on a podcast.
What I
Trust
know
us,
is
guys.
Acid for your eyes.
people are going to
Exactly,
be
it
listening
is.
going, oh my gosh, Magic Eye, I remember those. And then they're going to go with their boxes and pull out a Magic Eye calendar. What's better than eye entertainment and a calendar?
Nothing.
But do you want to count your days like
I
on
do.
the island?
Yeah, you only got a week.
But he's got a conveyor belt of infinite food.
That's true. But
Yeah,
it's still a
and
week.
Shanghai Express, because I kind of broke the rules.
Yeah.
For my movie, it would be the one where Keanu Reeves puts a letter in like a mailbox, and then like on the other end somehow
John
in
Wick.
time travel, she opens the mailbox and there's the letter and she reads it.
The Matrix.
I think it's called the Matrix. I think it's called Lake House or something.
Oh, okay. With Sandra Bullock.
And Keanu Reeves.
That's not how you say that.
But it's weird. There's like a portal between the mailboxes, and that's how they fall in love.
Yeah, because
But they never
he
meet.
would stick his hand through the mailbox, and it would come out her end, and she would shake it.
Yeah, and then
Modern day romance.
they put rings on the two hands.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
Pet each other's.
And then they
faces.
get on the bus, and the
Is
gas,
this real?
the gas pedal breaks,
The Lake,
and then the bus keeps going.
the
Right.
Lake House is real.
I think you just described You've Got Mail and Speed.
I would not endorse that cheater movie. You Got Mail. Sorry, Greg Kinnear did not deserve to be cheated on.
That's true. If you go on fmofm.com, check out the movie reviews. Josh talks about You Got Mail in a very negative way.
It's no good for anyone.
He didn't like it, but I feel like we all have very unique desert island list. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, some are better than others.
Piccadilly.
Yeah.
Some people cheated, some play by the rules. But that's fine though, because
Some people died by lava sauce.
right at the end of the day, we're all broken.
Yeah.
Amen.
I feel broken.
Yeah, for sure.
But one thing that was really cool that the LAL Today did recently, you guys wrote a piece about basically like what is Florida Man, describing like who Florida Man is and how he came about. What was that like? Your research
The
process?
Wild man.
Yeah.
The wild Florida man.
What did you learn when you were like researching this whole phenomenon?
Yeah, I mean, so I grew up like in Florida, Central
Cool.
Florida. So
Awesome.
Florida man, I'm no
we
stranger
were about to say, you're
Yeah.
about to get kicked out.
So like, I mean, Florida man has been a thing like forever
For
in
sure.
my life. My brother was actually a Florida man too.
Come
Oh my
on.
goodness.
Yeah, he was on Jerry, and so it was like a really big thing, like in our town, you know.
Nice.
Kind of
I
like
watched-
my
I watched
family's
Jerry.
calling card. Yeah.
Too hot for TV, the VHSs.
Goodness gracious.
So yeah, I mean, like I'm really familiar with Florida
Congrats,
man.
by the way. Nobody said congrats here, but congrats
Thank
on having a
you.
Florida man in the family.
I'll pass it along to him too. Okay.
Yeah. How's he doing now?
He's doing pretty well.
Good.
You know.
Okay. Good.
Found out the baby was his. So.
Oh, good.
That's what the episode was about?
What a good
Well,
episode.
that's 90% of the episode.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, so like doing the research for it, Florida Man is obviously like more of a trending topic now too.
Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I mean the idea behind it was what is Florida Man? Who is Florida Man? And then also what are the components? Like if Florida Man was a dish of food, what components would go in
Amen.
to make like this big dish of food?
Oh, that's cool.
That
Yeah.
we would call
Yeah.
Florida man.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, what were some of the,
one
what
of them
qualifies
were you.
somebody as a Florida man? Why does that always happen in our state? Like, what is it about Florida that makes it so special?
Yeah, so Florida Man actually, there's three main reasons when I was doing the research for it. Florida Man exists in Florida. The first one, and it's the biggest one, people might have heard of this, it's our open government laws. It's our sunshine state
Okay,
laws.
this I have heard of.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other states have like open government laws too, where journalists can pick up information. Normally it takes like a couple days though. Florida, it's instant. Like,
geez.
yeah. So it's like really easy for journalists to say, wow, look at this Florida guy that,
Chopped off his own head.
yeah, or like was naked and cooking on a George Foreman grill and like ran outside.
Hey,
Right.
come on.
He's sitting right here.
Yes, jeez. I didn't know we were going to talk about that. Y'all put her up to this?
Yeah, she knows.
For sure.
It's gonna be in the paper tomorrow.
Dang it.
We'll leave out the pictures if you want.
Please.
Yeah.
Please. Good God.
Yeah, so that's the first one. And so, like, all arrest reports, everything is open, like,
Instant.
for people. Instant. Like, you can get it online. And I like to say that that's because, like, Florida, we're a pretty transparent state. Like, we don't have anything to hide.
Yeah.
Our government officials are, like, really clean. Like, everything.
There you go. Yeah. There's never any controversy.
All the commissioners, everybody.
And then the second one is with our weather, because it's, like, really hot and sunny, or it's
God bless. Yes.
God bless. I saw a meme today, actually. It was like, summer, and then summer, and then fall, and then winter 1 week. Summer.
Right.
So, like,
This is us.
exactly. So
We're in the fourth summer right now, I think.
it said we're only in the second, actually.
okay.
So I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Rough right
I'm
now.
sorry.
The long
It is so
summer.
Yeah, we're
hot.
July 1st, July 2nd, whatever today is.
It's sweaty. That's what today is.
It's just 24/7.
So the environment plays a role in Florida Man.
Yeah.
Is what you're
so-
saying.
Yeah. So Florida Man, it's either, I mean, it's set up, like, it's set the stage. If it's really hot, people are going to do crazy things, you know?
Well,
If
it's continued discomfort. I think that's
Yeah.
what that heat
Yeah, we're
brings.
cooking down here. Our
Yeah.
brains are
You're always
mush.
our brains are cooking.
uncomfortable,
Yeah.
so you're always semi-annoyed. So you're just like a hair trigger away from just flipping out. This guy
Exactly.
knows he's open carry.
Oh,
Cameron's open carry.
Always.
Right. And then you add lava sauce
Yeah.
to the equation.
I think that brought the heat.
That probably did bring
Yeah,
the heat.
that's what we're feeling
Quote of
today.
the day that brought the heat. But then also we have hurricanes. And so, like,
Yeah.
there are all these crazy occurrences, like with hurricanes.
It's true.
We actually got to speak to the Hurricane Slayer. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. His name's Lane.
I believe we have heard
The guy with the long hair,
Absolutely.
that
Yes,
like
this
headbangs
dude
and
right
stuff.
here.
Lane
Yes.
That guy.
Yep.
So we got to speak to him, and he gave us a really great quote. Would you like to read it?
I think he should be on
You
the
want me to
Florida
read
state
it?
flag.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, sure.
that's that big long quote right there.
Okay, wow.
That's what he says makes up a Florida man.
So this is the Hurricane Slayer. He's the guy. He went viral. He was holding an American flag with no shirt on during the hurricanes.
And I think he literally sliced the hurricane in half.
He's the
Yes,
reason why we
with the
survived the
American
hurricane.
flag, and then that's why the hurricane like dissipated.
He stopped the hurricane, saved our lives. He says, Florida Man is not something one aims to achieve.
Okay.
We just are.
Whoa.
Florida Man lives inside those that have tasted and seen the goodness in the water that flows from the Everglades.
Okay, so he's a poet.
He
Yes.
is. The vapor that rises from the St. Johns River on a hot, steamy Florida afternoon.
Yes.
Yes, the same ones that stick their tongues out in every hurricane like we're catching snowflakes. We've been raised on it. We've been bred to be wild, baby. So wipe that chlorine burn from the Orlando tap water at the Islands of Adventure like we own it and press on to our next adventure. I love it.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
it.
Come
we,
on.
We were like, okay, you know, I can talk all day and try to figure out like why there's a Florida man, but let's get it from the source. This is an actual
Yeah.
Florida
He is
man.
Mr. Florida Man.
Oh,
I
he
like
is.
that these guys have never made me legitimately laugh.
Yeah.
But it's a quote that you bring on. And
Thanks a lot, Kaylee.
Anytime.
I got a good one. It was the chlorine and the.
I love it.
Good
So,
times.
True. And then we had one other one, which was the gigantic and diverse population.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people actually, we have roughly 21 million people in Florida.
Right.
And then 126 million visitors
You
per
should have
year.
quizzed us on that because they would have gotten it really wrong. I probably would have been spot on.
Yeah.
But
I'll come up with the one next time for
I
you.
appreciate
Sorry.
it.
But because of like that really large demographic, it's conducive for those kind of crazy
Sure.
stories. And then people don't realize this a lot. A lot of times Florida man isn't actually from Florida.
Oh.
He's from or she's from or they're from like another place.
nomadic.
Sure. Yeah.
But
They're
because
just
it's happened in
tourists.
Florida. Yeah.
So the sunshine law.
Giving us a bad rap.
Attributed. Well, I think the second one with the weather, knowing that something that is going to come and wreck the state is a week and a half out, doesn't really do us any good.
Sure. And there's
It just
nothing you
gets
can do
everybody
about
panicking, and then some people going, "Well, don't panic."
Yeah, it's just
I'm just
lava
gonna wait.
sauce.
The person that's in the most danger is the person going, "I'm going to wait it out. I'm fine."
it. Sure.
I've sat through 5 of these that missed us completely.
And there's a reason why the governor during the last hurricane season got on the TV and was just like, "If you stay, you will die." And I think it's because we've rode out so many hurricanes. Now we're just like, oh, we're invincible. What's
we're-
going to happen to us? You know, like
We're cocky when it comes to hurricanes.
Well, either that or people are just like, if it's going to happen, I'm going to be at home when it happens.
Okay, so they're determinists.
I think people don't want to get stuck on
Oh, anywhere
like
but their house.
trying to get out of the state.
sure on the interstate.
Yeah, because we're one long like peninsula. I mean, it takes
Yep,
forever
good.
to get
Nice,
out
you
of
hear this
Florida.
guy?
So I mean, if
10
you're,
minutes?
I think
I
I'd rather
spaghetti.
be stuck. Yeah, I'd rather be stuck in my house than on I-75
I've
trying to
always
get
said
out.
that. I've always said that.
Yeah.
I'd rather be stuck
That's a
in my
quote.
house than on I-75.
So I think what's fascinating about the Florida Man piece you guys did is that as we're reading it, there's so many stories that kind of come to mind, like headlines that our listeners are so faithful with sending in, hundreds of headlines like every single week, and so Cameron found some that kind of matched the descriptions of Florida Man.
So
from
this
your article,
3-ingredient recipe.
Yes. So the weather one.
yeah.
Lane Pittman was the one I was going to talk about. So we're on the
Okay.
same page with that.
Perfect.
This sounds familiar.
So I'll just kind of say a couple more things about Mr. Lane Pittman, the iconic Florida Man. I feel like he's a mascot.
Yeah, the
almost.
Hurricane Slayer.
Yeah.
Like I said, he should be on the state flag.
So I think his fame kind of came from Hurricane Matthew, where he did the whole American flag in the street and like the headbanging thing. But he also followed other hurricanes to different states. He went to South Carolina for,
Come on.
for
So Hurricane Slayer
Florence.
/ chaser.
Yes.
Okay. You
He's
hear
a
about
man of the-
tornado chasers.
he's
You
a
don't
man of
hear
the
much
people.
about hurricane.
He really is.
So yeah, he went up to South Carolina to
Slice that hurricane in half. I
Hurricane
assume.
Florence. So
Oh, that one was scary.
and then I think he's just been through a few. What was the one that we had last year? Was that Matt?
Butterscotch. Hurricane Butterscotch.
Yes.
I
that
think it
one.
was Hurricane Butterscotch.
Yeah.
It was Hurricane Piccadilly.
So the whole legal
Shout out.
thing, with the Sunshine State law, like there's a lot of laws that are just kind of weird to
Obscure.
Florida.
Yeah.
Or people get stuck in these weird legal things with Florida. So this Florida man, he's been receiving multiple complaints and police visits
Okay, sorry.
because he is constantly doing yard work
What?
in the nude, completely naked.
It's hot though.
It's hot though.
That's the thing.
Did y'all watch Chernobyl?
Right.
The miners, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do.
It's just like the miners.
So this man, he's from Stewart, Florida.
I mean, Stark.
No, Stewart.
I really
Where
know our
is Stewart,
Florida. I
Florida.
know our Florida towns.
I have no idea where that's at.
We never know where half of them are.
Honestly,
Most of
guys,
them.
it depends on how fit he is, bro. I mean, if
It
he's
doesn't have a
fit,
picture of him, but
Pixar didn't happen.
his neighbors have been calling the cops and trying to get this taken care of because he is constantly, actually him and his wife
Oh, wow.
are always outside, whether they're washing the car, doing yard work, just completely naked.
Other things.
But
Jesus,
it's
yeah, what's
completely
happening in
legal.
this town?
It is completely legal as long as they are not doing things
Okay.
inappropriately.
Yeah.
right.
Like airing up the tires.
Yes.
You can wash your car.
Yeah, no,
But,
but
you
you can't
squat
air
down
up
and
the
air up those tires. Woof.
Yeah. So it's completely legal. The police say basically like it's their property. You just have to turn your head.
Look away, perv. That's
Yeah.
how you get labeled a perv.
The neighbors are like, "What about my children?"
Yeah, well, you children can grow up.
Teach your kids not
They've
to
never
stare.
been naked.
Right.
The children
Exactly.
have been naked.
Don't let your children grow up in Florida. That's all. You
So
gotta do.
because of the random "you can be nude in your yard" law,
What town is this? Because I'm Stork.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, Stork.
this guy
Fake
gets to do
town.
yard work naked.
yes,
Storks.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense because
And
babies are naked, storks.
No,
I get it.
Stort.
It's full circle.
Stort,
The thing about
I don't believe you
like
anymore.
Stort Little, the mouse.
What?
Stort.
You
Very
keep
little.
that's
Stewart?
Stewart.
That's what I said. Stort.
Central Florida pronunciation. of
Jeez
Stewart.
Louise.
this guy.
No,
He keeps changing it.
the
Am I
thing,
right?
the thing about headlines, Florida Man headlines, is that
Stewart.
whenever whenever you read one, you almost know instinctively it's Florida without even saying Florida. You read the headline like "Man does yard work completely naked." Cops say it's okay. You read that to anybody, they're going to go, "Oh, that's Florida."
I think the Floridian in us goes, I mean, it makes sense.
yeah,
I mean,
I
You
would.
have a little
It's hot.
pride in it too. You're like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
Florida.
100%. Yeah, we're crazy.
rock on.
Yeah, we love it.
So I kind of went with the. You can stop now.
I'm just amazed how many times differently
Stewart.
you pronounce that word. Stork. Stork.
I never said that.
Stewart. Stark. Go on.
All right. So I went kind of with their theme of there's so many people, but I changed it a little bit with there's so many animals,
The wildlife.
Sure.
wildlife.
Perfect.
I mean, people are wildlife in their own
Get 'em.
sense too from
Roasted.
here. But we always have wildlife
stories.
stories.
Yeah, yeah.
When's
Like
the last
some
time
of the ones
They compete with human stories.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, when's the last time in a different state there was a news story about an animal? Like Florida happens all the time.
Yeah.
like it's gators and
I
squirrels.
mean, just
and,
some of the ones that we have done. Let's see, guy carrying gator into gas station. The cassowary bird killing the guy.
God, the cassowary,
Right.
my favorite
42
new bird.
turtles in a backpack, and the same person had an alligator in their yoga pants. This one is a new one.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
This happened in Gainesville, Santa Fe College in Gainesville. This guy stole several, six zoo animals
Okay.
from the school.
Well, if it's possible, then what's
He stole
Guard your
turtles,
animals.
tortoises, a skink, which I think that's a lizard.
It's pronounced skunk.
Skunk? Yeah.
No, skink.
I think it's a
This
stink.
is not the
Stuart.
whole Stewart thing again.
I think it's called pronounced stink.
And then a squirrel monkey.
Come on.
So he had these
variety.
just chilling in his apartment. He was a student, 20-year-old student.
Okay.
Not hurting
But this
anybody.
kind of stuff doesn't happen
Studying
anywhere else.
like zoology and
No.
herpetology.
It doesn't go into that.
but I think it's a mixture of the fear from the weather, the heat.
Fear for the weather.
It just drives everybody nuts, and then they go, "I want to do this, so why shouldn't I
So
do this?"
I'm going to move to Florida and I'm going to make it happen.
right.
Yeah.
And our animals just do crazy things all the
really
time.
do.
Sure.
We put an article out recently on the 12 wackiest Florida gator stories of
right.
this season. And one of my favorite ones on there was, I called it like the most meta gator, the most metaphysical one, because this guy came home from his Airbnb and there was this gator floating on a gator shaped pool float.
Come
Okay.
on.
I
In
thought I
the
saw the
pool.
clip of that. I
Yeah.
thought, had they posed that? But no, I get it.
No, yeah.
Make it happen.
And there was also a story today from Polk County.
Of course.
Congrats. Yeah.
I think it was Fort Meade. A alligator was found with like a guy's leg in its mouth, which is terrifying.
The guy wasn't attached.
No,
Oh,
well,
I think
they
most
found
gators probably have a guy's leg. in
more
there.
parts of him in the gator.
Yeah, I think it's like standard. Like you're born, you're a gator.
Yeah,
Like they go, well, before you can join the gator clan, you got to go get a guy's leg.
The thing about it is, though, as we're all for native Floridians, so isn't it kind of odd though when you meet somebody who's not from Florida, they are terrified of alligators.
yeah,
Yeah.
And you should be, but it's weird being from Florida where we're just kind of like neutral. It's just like, well, yeah, they're gators. They do that.
An annoyance.
Yeah, they're an annoyance, right? And they're dinosaurs. They're terrifying animals, but yet if you're from Florida, you just go, oh well, yeah. I mean,
If it's destined
It's a
I die
gator.
by gator, then
yeah.
it's a respect
I can't
thing.
prevent
if you
it.
die by gator in Florida, it's like you're a legend at that point.
Yeah,
Your
we
legacy.
would totally,
Yeah.
Josh. If we found your leg in a gator's mouth,
oh please,
I mean,
just
Respect
honor me
all the way.
Right, yeah, respect. If I can get one leg in each gator,
yeah,
Like two
boom,
gators.
baby, boom, baby.
Yeah, I love it.
Call me Two Gator Josh.
We say that anyways. Two Gator Josh. What's fascinating though, it's and kind of some of the stuff that we've covered on our show has been Florida Man from a historic perspective. Because it's almost low hanging fruit at this point to just read the headlines because they're so frequent. I mean, they happen nonstop and they're fun, but
We could do a podcast just reading Florida Man headlines.
sure, like all day and never run out. Just like Josh's food supply on a desert.
isn't that what we do?
No, bro, we go into history. Have you never
You're
you never listened to the podcast?
Honestly, I zone out after I read my stories.
He never makes it past like the 10-minute mark. He's just,
Yeah, it's easy.
No, but I think with some of our stories, we've covered a lot of people like from the frontier kind of time frame, and a lot of people at the turn of the century. And what's fascinating is when you go back and look at some of these older episodes, like these people were standard Florida men hundreds of years ago. You know what I mean? And so it's almost like what's in the water. You know what I mean? Like what's causing people, as soon as they get to Florida, they either have these outrageous ideas that sometimes are successful. The guy who invented sunscreen is a Floridian.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, bless him, thank
One
God.
guy thought of a way to protect himself outside, and one of them thought of a way to make himself more comfortable inside.
Yeah, the guy that invented the AC.
The
The
AC.
air conditioner.
Air conditioner.
Also a Floridian.
You're welcome, world.
Yeah, and so out of all of the things that we've said and done, some of them are crazy, but I think Florida men have in general contributed like so much, just to society in general. But honestly, it's been great having you on the show, Kaylee.
Knowledge.
Yeah,
We're finally
absolutely.
bringing some knowledge to the show.
We love what the LAL Today does, and the relationship that we kind of have with you guys. We are just super stoked about our hometown Lakeland, and I think we share like a mutual respect for we love the funny stuff that happens in Florida, but we also love all the great things that comes out of Florida and all the great people that come out of Florida. So mad respect. Thank you so much for being here.
No, really.
Thanks for having me. I fell in love with your podcast, I think, in April. I heard
April is a good month for
April
us.
is a good month. I heard the story of the lighthouse, the history of the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Spooky one.
It's so spooky, but it's so good. And it's so history backed. And you guys are all so knowledgeable. And I mean, you really are and informed.
Thank you.
We went to school for this.
We did.
Yeah.
Icebreakers, right? That's what you said.
Josh went to school for icebreakers. Cameron for headlines.
Reading specifically.
The school
to read
of
the newspaper.
of reading and knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much, though.
No, but thank you. It's an honor to have you, and we appreciate you guys tuning in to a bonus episode. We love you guys, and we can't wait to see you next week. Have a good one.